Hello my friends, today is Wednesday, September 28th. It's about 1 p.m. right now, and Hurricane Ian has started to hit Florida, and it's on its way to Orlando, Florida, where I live and currently am in my apartment here, drinking coffee out of my Mickey and Minnie Christmas mug, as one does when you live in Orlando. Just in case you don't know me, my name is Jackie. I've lived in Florida my whole life, born and raised in Miami, Florida, moved to Orlando in 2020. I normally make theme park, adventure, and travel videos, but I'm going to make a video of our experience of Hurricane Ian hunkering down. You know, once people start to say hunker down, that it's real, it's happening, the storm is happening, of our hunkering down here in our apartment in Orlando, Florida. We live very, very close to the theme parks, Walt Disney World, Universal, and it looks like Ian is headed right that way. So I don't know what's really gonna happen. This could be action-packed, it could be really calm and chill, like we just do not know. But we do know that it looks like a really big storm. We have taken it seriously, as I have with every hurricane my entire life. Having grown up in Florida, I've been through, you know, the worst of the worst and the mildest of the mild, so I try to just be as prepared as possible for all of them. We have food and supplies, and you know, we've done our best to prepare as best as one can in apartment living. I don't know if you can hear the wind outside. It's already really, really windy out there. The bands are already whipping across Florida. We're expecting the worst weather here in Orlando later this evening, like later into the night and tomorrow. But I'll show you out the window whenever there's some wind and rain and stuff like that. Probably it's gonna be too dark to see when it's happening tonight. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll just document the experience of Hurricane Ian 2022 here in Orlando, hanging out at the apartment with us, hunkered down. I hope that if you're watching this and you're here in Florida, that you're safe too and hunkered down. And I guess by the time this comes out, the hurricane will have passed, so we'll know the extent of the damage and how things are. I really just hope and pray that everybody's okay and that everybody watching this is in a good place. So let us begin the hurricane hunkering, and it always begins with watching the weather.
Right in the eye wall of a high-end Cat 4.
It has begun. Sheets of rain have begun to fall. What time is it, Sam?
2:15.
2:15, so only an hour and 15 later than when I started the video. And even though we do have water backup, I'm taking any containers like this, these refillable cups that we've gotten from theme parks and stuff, and just filling them up with extra water and putting them in the fridge so we have extra cold water just in case. Currently, Sam is playing The Last of Us. This is a really good game. It's actually entertaining for me to watch. And they're coming out with a show, a TV show on this, which we're both excited to watch. The winds kind of start and stop, they pick up and then chill out a little bit, but we're getting rain and all that. We're watching the Weather Channel, and periodically the TV will make a tone like, boop, a tornado warning is in effect for this area, Like it's our local TV station doing that.
A tornado warning has been issued for our area.
Also looking at the My Radar app, so you can see where we are. We are clearly, you know, in the outer bands right now. It's 3:25 p.m. now, and
I practiced my hurricanes now.
Sam's eating the Cheetos. Time to sit back, relax, and pop something on to watch besides the weather. As you can see, the window's all fogged up. Sometimes the weather gets so crazy that we can see the trees out the window bending and the rain sideways, and then it'll get calm again. And we're alternating between watching shows and watching the news and looking out the window and just snuggled up, kind of. Maybe we'll take a nap.
Maybe, but then we won't sleep later.
Yeah, that's true. The storm's supposed to be here all through the night, like 2 a.m. It's gonna be storming, so a little 7:30 p.m. update. I baked cookies and I burned them a little. I think I was just distracted. I'm a little nervous because the storm is really supposed to hit late into the evening, but we have been watching the trees bend. We'll still eat the cookies. Oh, doggone it. But it's getting dark really quickly. The trees have just been swaying around. Sometimes they're all bending like all the way over, and sometimes it's just kind of chill like this. It's just coming in waves. right now, but it's definitely been raining, windy. Now we're just waiting it out to see what this night's gonna be like. Even though, you know, I am chill, but of course, oh, I am nervous. It's a little bit anxiety inducing, you know, having a big weather event like this come. It's normal, I think. It's so dark out already, and I know most of this is going to happen at night when it's dark out, so I don't know how much we're gonna be able to see or what it's gonna look like, but I know we'll be able to hear it like we do now. I can feel the wind. Whoa! Gusts, I guess, not waves. But it does sound like waves of the ocean. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is terrifying. I'm going back inside. Like, I am inside right now, but I'm going all the way inside. That is loud. I think it's time to whip out the hurricane beers. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, back to catching up on Rings of Power, and it's time to start eating chips. Just because. It's later into the night. The sky looks red. From here, it's like pinkish orange. And the storm is very nearly over us. The hurricane. We've been getting the outer bands for the past few hours, but it's the actual hurricane. Ah! Is it coming? It's currently a little after 10 p.m. Time is passing very slowly, but also very quickly. We've been watching shows, watching movies, getting caught up on Rings of Power, and now we're watching Howard the Duck, a very terrible movie that I weirdly just love anyway. It's very bad, but it's also very good. I love it. Sam's never seen it, so I'm having him watch it for the first time. We still have family in town. They've been here for most of September. If you've seen my videos, I've mentioned it, and they are still here. So they're staying in a vacation villa, like a rental home. It's very close by, and everything's been good, but they just lost power, and it's very close by to here. So our power is still holding out here, and I hope that it continues to. We're keeping the AC like cold and just trying to just hang in there and enjoy the cold AC and watch movies and keep everything as charged as possible. Keep it all plugged in and charged so that if power does go out. So since the brunt of the storm is gonna be hitting Orlando at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, it's gonna be hard to go to bed knowing that that's gonna be happening while we're sleeping and not knowing whether or not the power is going to go out. Hopefully it won't. Knocked on wood. But yeah, it's gonna be tough to fall asleep knowing that this is happening, and the storm is loud. It is so loud out there. We've been getting the outer bands for hours and hours, and Hurricane Ian is still south of us. Let me take you out on the balcony and give you a little bit of a look at how things are. Holy moly. Ah. You can feel the wind, it feels so strong. Oh my gosh. That is creepy. Here's how we're looking now. You can see we are where that blue dot is. So Hurricane Ian is still, we're in the bands. We're in the outer bands. We've been experiencing them for a few hours, but it's still coming. Got a nice pumpkin candle going just to keep the chill mood.
An essential ambrosia rice pudding.
The 11 o'clock p.m. advisory just came out, and the track of the storm shifted significantly. We can see that it was going basically north, sort of northeast, but it was going to go straight up through Orlando, and now it's shifted and it's going east. So that's changed things quite a bit for us. It's still passing over, but it's going to be farther south of us than originally projected. So the major weather system is still upon us. It's still over us, and there's still a bit to go of it, but the actual center of the storm that was headed up is now headed east across the state.
Lots of power outages, lots of damaged power lines.
We just happened to look out the window and saw this.
Yeah, the Wall Street sign there is really whipping. So the eye coming in, the wind is cranking up, and we are looking at some very heavy rain.
Yeah, see now it's headed to coastal Georgia. It kind of swept that away, northeast. It's now just after midnight. It's windier, windier, windier. Tree frogs are still out. I think that means, whoa! I think we're gonna go to bed and just see what happens. Oh my gosh. Ah. It's like, oh my gosh. I think we're gonna sleep good though. I think, hopefully. It's like a white noise, you know?
Yeah. We didn't have to put on our
yeah, white noise.
White noise.
Oh my gosh, wow. Okay, let's... Wow! Try to get some sleep?
Yeah.
Just sit out here watching this.
I've eaten too many hot dogs.
I've eaten too much pizza. Alright, good night. Good morning. The storm passed over last night. We were awoken a few times in the night with our phone chiming with the warning emergency tones for, what was it? Floods, flash floods, and everything's okay here. We kept power on, but a lot of Orlando and Kissimmee is very flooded this morning. So I think we're just gonna hang tight. Yeah, not be driving around on the streets.
I don't think it's a good idea to go out there.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens today.
I feel bad for everyone, like,
Yeah.
my family have no power still.
Working through our hurricane supplies, so we're cooking up a big batch of pasta for dinner.
Those candies are gone.
Which candies?
All of them.
It's Thursday, September 29th. We stayed in all day. A lot of Orlando is flooded, and a lot of people lost power. There are thousands and thousands, I think like 1 million customers without power right now. Our power is on right now, thankfully. Hopefully it stays that way, knock on wood. And I hope that everyone out there who has lost power regains that soon, because having electricity, I mean, it makes a huge difference. So local authorities have asked people to just kind of not be out on the roads today because there's flooding, there's down trees, there's down power lines, and it just keeps the roads safer for emergency services and things that have to happen. So we've stayed home for the day and just hanging out, watching the news, gonna catch up on She-Hulk, and we took the opportunity to do a big tidy. You know, you do little tidies throughout time, little tidies, but then every once in a while you do like a big tidy, and it felt really good to do that. And right now we're making some dinner, some simple dinner, and just chilling. So Walt Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld, and Busch Gardens all closed yesterday, Wednesday, and today, Thursday. And some of those parks, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, have announced, and Legoland and Peppa Pig theme park have all announced that they are remaining closed tomorrow. Our hearts are with all of the cast members, team members, and not just that, everybody who has to be out there during this time. The roads are flooded. Just in our community alone, there are trees, upturned trees downstairs. A tree fell on some cars. My car's good, thankfully, but definitely I feel for everybody who did see some damage there. I'm just thinking of all of you right now. I hope anybody who was out there through this is okay, safe, and comfortable. That's the most important thing, is just staying safe. But yeah, so it was fairly uneventful in our part of Orlando. When I say that, I don't mean nothing happened. There was intense flooding, intense wind and rains all night. There are down trees downstairs. We're not driving anywhere. The roads around us are flooded. There are trees, there are power lines, there are thousands and thousands of customers without power, and it's a lot happened, but it was more uneventful for Orlando than it would have been because the storm took a track change kind of at the last minute. So I mentioned earlier in this video, I think that our family still is in town, and this has been quite an experience for them. They are still without power in their villa, and the area of Kissimmee has been put under curfew, and people have been asked not to be driving around on the roads. There's flooding everywhere. They did see an alligator, so that's always fun. But hopefully tomorrow we can spend some time together. Not sure what, not sure how, we will see. But this is definitely a vacation they'll remember. And we will too. So we did a lot of preparing for this. Like I mentioned, I've lived in Florida my whole life, and I've been through this, and the worst of the worst and the mildest of the mild. And this was, I guess, somewhere in the middle. But it is so important to always be prepared for things like this, because even if it is relatively mild or not as bad as it could have been, it's just still important to make sure that you are ready and you're prepared to possibly not be able to leave your house for a few days. Possibly restaurants are closed, grocery stores could be closed, power could be down. You got to have those items like water and battery operated things and extra chargers and all of that. So I am glad that we did all that preparing. No regrets there, even though we didn't need all of it. A lot of that we will have for future storms or events or anything we need them for, and I'll always prepare no matter what. I just think it's better to be prepared and, you know, be as safe as you can. Do what all you can do is do what you can. So we did what we could. So I know this video was fairly uneventful, but it was real. This was just a real, authentic couple of days in the life here, living here in Orlando, Florida, the theme park capital of the world, during Hurricane Ian. When it was on its way, you were with us through the whole thing, and just, I don't know, it's just, again, very different from my usual video, but this week is a very different week than a usual week. So normally I take you out on adventures, travels, take you to cool places, and we'll be back to doing that soon again. And I debated whether I should even put this out because, again, it was not a whole lot happened, but I'm putting it out because it's the truth and it's authentic and it's just our real experience of what happened. And this is one of those times that we're really grateful that not a lot happened. It's just pretty much a documentation of how we spent the hurricane at home and its resolution, which it's not fully resolved yet by the time this video comes out, because there's still a lot up in the air, like opening hours for a lot of local businesses. A lot is still closed today. We don't have full opening hours for everything local yet. I don't even think grocery stores are open yet. There's still widespread flooding out there all over, you know, the whole entire path of Ian. There are homes underwater in Southwest Florida, and Ian is still out there and still hitting communities going north of us. So our thoughts are with everybody up there, hoping that everybody's safe and everything is okay as it can be. And just, you know, it's still going on, but I'm just gonna wrap this video up here knowing that we're good right now and we're safe, and hoping that you all are too, and thanking you for being here with us for this different kind of few days in the life here, just what it's like here. And even though this storm, again, wasn't as bad in this community as it could have been, there is still a lot going on out there. We're just staying in here. Stay out of the way and hang out and wait and give the community time to do what needs to be done to clear the roads and make things safe for everybody out there. So thank you guys for being here with us. We'll see you for the next video, which I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know when we're gonna go out again to make a video. I'm sure it'll be within the next few days, hopefully. Knock on wood again. But whatever it is, I'll see you for that. Sending you all a ton of love. And as always, stay enthused. Bye.